Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union mini reading. Okay, y'all, I'm trying something new where I am shutting my computer down in the evening. I have a book that I'm in the middle of that I'm really enjoying and want to read. I'm trying to have a better work-life balance, especially since I'm working basically 7 days a week here. But but Sacred Union energy is calling to me. We just did a Sacred Union written channeling. Make sure that you're checking it out. I don't know where my phone went. Here it is. Okay. I'm going to read it to you guys because it was big and I want it to be referenced. Okay. So it felt more like an ascension energy update than a Sacred Union energy update because it wasn't really divine masculine, divine feminine. However, what I understood from that was the ascension within you as a divine masculine, as a divine feminine, is propelling the union forward. Obviously, I mean, this is the sacred union path of ascension. So it was really interesting what was coming out. We had the Tower, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and then the Magician at the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to show you the cards. This is my Tarot in Translation deck. It's available on my website and in my Etsy store. Eight of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Magician that was at the bottom of the deck. And I want to show you these cards because the energy that was coming off of them was pretty big. So I'm going to read to you what I had said. So I'm not surprised to see the Tower as the first card to come out because it feels like significant breakthroughs are at hand in these connections. With the Magician at the bottom of the deck, I'm feeling a balance of divine intervention and self-mastery, almost as if the universe is reminding you that it has your back and guiding you, but you're saying, it's cool, I've got this. This sense of confidence is genuine and sincere. It's not ego and it's not the arrogance that might have actually been there in the past. This is the result of your ascension. Having faith and trust in yourself in co-creation with the guidance of the universe to lead you. And where are you being led? Forward. That's this Eight of Wands energy. It's the heart of this energy. It's as if a door has been significantly closed on the past and now you're eagerly looking to the future as if that's all there is. I've been experiencing this myself, where it almost feels like the past doesn't even exist. I have the memories, I have the experiences, I have the gratitude and the appreciation, but it's like I can only look forward now. That old version doesn't even exist anymore. I messed up, I goofed, and I sent my dogs, I have a subscription through Chewy for my animals, and I sent my dog food to my old house. And thankfully it's only a few minutes away. But I ended up running out there and picking it up and meeting the new owner who was there. I'd already met her before, but meeting the new owner, and we had a beautiful conversation, a really nice conversation. And I picked up the dog food and it was, very quick. But while I was there, I realized 12 years in that house. But I had no attachment to it anymore. Obviously, I'd spent the past year grieving that and moving on and letting go, and there were so many emotions that were attached to it because there were so many memories in that house. That house had been my house of healing. It had been my sanctuary. It had been where I had that relationship with my counterpart. There was so much that was attached there. But as I looked around the porch at all her things there, all I felt was gratitude and appreciation for who I used to be and what that house had provided for me, and for who I am now and where I'm headed. And I don't have a clear idea of where I'm headed, but all I can do is look forward. I don't want to look back anymore. And I'm somebody who has a penchant for nostalgia, and I'm going to mention that in a minute. I'm somebody who has a penchant for nostalgia. In fact, my novels that I write are all nostalgic fiction. They're historical fiction, but it's nostalgic fiction is what I call it. It's young adult coming of age books, but they're set in the past. I have this penchant for nostalgia, but the attachment is gone. The holding on is gone. And all I can do is look forward with excitement. That's what this energy really feels like. And it's really beautiful. There's so many full circle moments coming forth that have been coming forth all summer. We've talked about that over on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. By the way, I have a new sacred channeling up there. Make sure you're checking it out. It's Lifting the Veil. It's all about Excalibur, Avalon, and talking about twin flames a little bit there as well. We'll get deeper into, that's a series that's coming forth with King Arthur and that kind of energy. So we'll get further into that. So make sure you're subscribed over there as well. But we've talked about full circle moments, especially over this past summer, where chapters and cycles and phases of our ascension journey are really closing out. And that's what this really feels like. It feels like that door of the past is closed. You can look through the window, but you can't go back. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. This Two of Pentacles feels like the past and the future uniting in this now moment, in this present moment. So where are you being led? You're being led forward. The door has been significantly closed in the past, and now you're eagerly looking forward to the future as if that's all there is. This is a new energy for you, particularly if you were someone like myself who has a penchant for nostalgia or who held on tightly to the past in any way. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a negative thing. That's not a flaw. It is something that can be worked on as far as the attachment to it. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not something to, let me say it this way, that's not something to criticize yourself over. It's just where you were, who you were. And it's okay as you transition into who you're becoming to want to grieve the past. And in some cases to want to hold on. The important thing is that you don't hold on too tightly. The important thing is that you don't cling to that attachment. The important thing is that you keep working your way forward. This is part of your self-mastery. You've released attachment so that you can look back in love and appreciation while recognizing the future you're creating within the present moment. This is a beautiful balance of past and future, uniting in the grounded present moment. That's what I talked about with the Two of Pentacles here. Because of this grounded balance, you're breaking through to a new layer and level of your life experience, with action moving you forward in physical creation. Now, I said this is a sacred partnership reading, though it feels like an ascension update because of the growth that has occurred here. However, the Two of Pentacles feels like the DM and DF energies beautifully revolving around each other as a more harmonious connection comes into alignment. What I was actually seeing was, it's like this is its own little ball of energy, and this is its own little ball of energy. You have the divine masculine, divine feminine, two little balls of energy, and it's like you know how we talk about the what's that called? The infinity sign. We've talked about that in the Twin Flame Truths series. We've talked about that even in the Excalibur and Avalon channeling that we just did. Infinity energy is coming through because that is the nature of you and your divine counterpart. That is the nature of you. And that's what it feels like. It's like you're revolving around each other. Not quite meeting yet, not quite merged. Now your energies have merged in the higher realms. And you're going through this merging process. That's what unification is. That's what union is. So it's like you're closer and closer and closer. You see your energy fields are merging. Your energy fields are touching here. But you're coming closer and closer into union. There's such power, magic, and amplified energy here. Even if it feels like your connection is stagnant, even if it feels like nothing is happening, there's no communication because of what has happened in the physical form, in your experience with your counterparts, with each other. There's so much more that's happening beneath the surface than what's in the physical experience. The energy, it's almost like Spirit's saying, well, higher selves are saying, ignore the physical. Now, that's not for you to ignore the physical. I mean, you have to balance the physical and the higher experience, the higher selves, and the spiritual self. So it's not that you completely bypass or ignore the physical, but it's understood that there's so much more that's happening in the spiritual realms than what you can see displayed in the physical. The physical is not all there is. That's what we're trying to say. The physical is not all there is. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles feel like the DM and DF energies beautifully revolving around each other as a more harmonious connection comes into alignment. I'm also hearing the word revived. So if there was stagnancy in this connection, perhaps through physical separation or non-communication, this breakthrough is creating significant movement forward. I'm actually hearing now it might come through as a tower moment, something completely unexpected, but it's going to break through to the next level. This whole energy feels like magic, a beautiful harmony between the growth of your own individual ascension and the universe's support of your divine union within the love you and your partner share. So let's go a little bit deeper into this. Do this, put this up here. I have a new deck. This is the Everyday Tarot. Over on the Patreon, we're going to do a special bonus Halloween live collective reading. So make sure that you're subscribed to the Patreon this month to take part in that. We're going to use this deck. All right. So what's going on here? We're going to do it this way. What is going on here? This side a little bit deeper. Oh my God. That is not okay. I'm hearing the phrase spilling the tea, and it's like the cards just fell out. It's like once you get started, you can't stop. And I feel like if somebody wants to communicate their feelings, communicate their thoughts, communicate their experiences, just wanting to communicate, there is this sense of I'm hearing verbal vomit, like word vomit, like wanting to just get it out. And it's like rising to the surface. It's on the tip of the tongue. I feel like somebody very much wants to communicate. There's also the sense of missing each other. This is not just one for the other. You're both missing each other. They just pointed me to this symbol on the tarot cloth. The moon and the sun, representative of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. This is you both together. You are both feeling this connection very strongly. And I feel like this full moon in Aries that we have this weekend is really facilitating this. It can be very emotional. And I'm also hearing the word groundbreaking. That's this tower energy. There's some kind of shift that's coming in, whether this is internal or something that relays itself in your physical connection. There's some kind of groundbreaking breakthrough, something unexpected coming through. This could be an unexpected realization. This could be unexpected travel towards each other, unexpected communication, but it's going to bring in this sense of balance. It's going to be something that you both have been manifesting, because I feel like you both have been manifesting each other. They're reminding me of the idea that, it's beautiful. There's a quote, I'm going to get it wrong because I always get these quotes wrong when I'm channeling, but it's something like, how beautiful that the moon and the sun sacrifice for each other, that the sun goes down at night just so that the moon can shine, and vice versa. And that's what this energy is. But every so often, during the eclipses, you meet. We're in eclipse season now. It's no coincidence. We're in eclipse season now. Reunion is happening now for these divine counterparts. It's going to look different for everybody. It's going to happen in a number of different ways. Expect the unexpected. This is going to be a major breakthrough for your connection, especially if you had been experiencing a lot of confusion and seeking clarity and seeking truth about your connection over the past several weeks, past several months, especially for you divine feminines. This is your own self-mastery, your realized self-mastery. Everything that you have been through has been for a purpose, for your growth, for you to level up. The triggers were just the push for you to step into your highest level of embodiment, into your highest creation. That is where you are, and your counterpart is meeting you there. It might look like your counterpart is playing catch up. It might look like your counterpart is a little bit behind, but they're going through their growth journey just as much as you are and just as much as you have. I'm hearing their desire to change. Your counterpart has had some revelations. This is the divine masculine. The divine masculine has had some revelations about their desire to change. I feel like they've had this Mercury retrograde was very difficult for the divine masculines. It feels like, I feel divine feminine, you were holding pretty steady. You might have had some rocky moments in September, but I feel like for the most part, you were holding steady and maintaining your peace and your balance within. Or at the very least, you were able to very easily come back to the sense of awareness of what was going on, and you were able to more easily transmute the energies because of the tools and the resources and the self-mastery that you now have. But for the divine masculines, there was a lot of realizations coming through, clarity coming through, insight coming through. I'm getting that they were looking at themselves from the outside in. It's like, oh, now I can see how I was behaving or how I was treating life so lackadaisically, so nonchalantly. I wasn't honoring life. I wasn't honoring myself. I wasn't honoring my friends, my family, my partner, my this love, this connection. I wasn't. They're looking at themselves from the outside in. I wasn't being all that I could be, and I know it. I was skirting the issues. I was skirting by. I was skirting responsibilities, bypassing this because it was very painful. They're acknowledging that it was very painful, recognize that it was very painful, but they also recognize that they could only ignore it or avoid it for so long, that the only way out is through. So they were looking at themselves from the outside in, and that gave them a new perspective. They were finally able to see not what other people saw. It's not that kind of energy, but it's just kind of like, I know I want better for myself, and the way I'm behaving isn't better. They're showing me the higher self, and they're saying they were looking at themselves as the higher self. So it's almost like there was the divine masculine in the 3D form, the physical human experience, and there was the higher self, and it's almost like they got this insight that they were looking at themselves, looking down on themselves from the higher perspective. Why are you doing this? Why are you behaving this way? Why are you this? Why are you like, they were getting this kind of insight from their higher self, almost saying like, you're better than this. You want better than this. Is this how you want to live your life for the rest of your life? And it's like their soul, their very soul was rising to the surface and opening their heart, making them want more for themselves. This was a new level of awareness. I don't quite know how to put it. Spirit's energy is very lighthearted tonight. This is not intense. It's lighthearted, and I'm feeling like it was very intense for the divine masculines to experience. And the reason why Spirit's coming through with this kind of more lighthearted energy is almost as like a part of the breakthrough. Part of the breakthrough, as they move through that difficult energy, it feels better. And I feel like it's feeling better for the divine masculine. And it's almost like they're saying, how could I have gone that long in that kind of energy? Wanting to break through to a new version of themselves. They just didn't know how. And they kept self-sabotaging and holding themselves back and getting lost in their own self-deception, getting lost in the past versions of themselves, getting lost in other people's perceptions. So that they didn't know how to move forward. But they've gotten some clarity and some insight because they're really integrating their higher self. It's not just their higher self. They're looking at themselves from the higher self downwards. I don't quite know how to explain this. I think you guys get it. But they're integrating their higher self now. That's what this is all about. They're embodying their higher self now because they had that moment of reflection and revelation and breakthrough. This is really brand new energy for them. This is really beautiful. Divine Feminines, we haven't forgotten you. I feel like you were holding space for this. This is everything that you've been through the past couple of months as well, and I feel like you were holding space for your divine masculines because this is very physical for the divine masculines. Again, you went through this first, but you were holding space, especially with your connection to spirit, your connection to your counterpart. You were holding that space for them as the masculine grounds this in their physical form, which is what the masculine energy does. They ground this in their physical form. Divine feminines and divine masculines, they experience their ascension journey in a little bit of a different way. It's a different path, but it's the same path. Different sides of the same path, different sides of the same coin, but it's the same coin, it's the same path. But you experience it a little bit differently. So divine feminines, you were holding space as the divine masculines really experienced this in physical form. So they were going through this revelation, this experience, this recognition. This was happening internally. This was happening spiritually for them. But it was like they were going through it through their physical experience. They were having physical experiences that were showing them these aspects of themselves, that were showing them this insight, that were showing them this awareness of themselves. They do it through the physical experience. So this could be job changes, this could be family changes, this could be home changes, whatever this was, they experience it physically, and that's where they get that understanding and that insight. All right, so let's see if we get anything else about this. Anything else with the divine masculine, divine feminine, the Hanged Man. But it does feel like the reversed. You have the key. You unlock this stagnancy, this pause, this no forward movement where you're tied up. Yeah, this person's even holding the key in their hand. You've unlocked this. There's going to be no more stagnancy here. The energy is moving forward. And I love that the broom is here, because it's like, then you're just going to take off. You're just going to fly. But there's that realization that you hold the key. That's the self-mastery here. You hold the key. The Sun, the happiest card in the deck, and the King of Wands. King of Wands has been coming out in a lot of the readings lately. King of Wands being that go-getter. King of Wands, I'm also hearing being that King Arthur energy, taking action with authenticity and authority, with dignity, with integrity, but staying true to the heart. King Arthur, always true to the heart. That's what this energy really feels like. I'm also hearing having a sense of direction. So I feel like taking action, which is that Eight of Wands energy, with a sense of direction. There's also this energy of strategy and planning here as well. This feels like the masculine planning for the future, planning for this connection, planning for this happiness, for this coming together, for this reunion. Anything else? It's too many cards. I'm not taking all that. Anything else? Three of Cups. That's my union card. That's the coming together. There's a sense of celebration here as well. So I was going to say there might be these beautiful moments as you guys reunite, but I just got overwhelmed with a sense of love. And I wanted to say there's a profound sense of love that exists between you guys. I'm just reminded of a time that my divine masculine and I had a significant period of separation, not unlike this one, actually, many, many years ago. It was the first period of separation. I did not understand separation at the time, and I was guided to go to his house. I was in the area, and I was just guided to follow my intuition and show up. And when we saw each other, I will never forget our eyes meeting and the absolute love that existed there. It was like everything else faded away. The absolute love that existed there. I will never forget that look. That's what this feels like. The absolute love. It does not mean that you don't communicate about the past, because there will need to be conversations. And your divine masculine, if he is in the conscious divine masculine state, will be capable of holding space for those expressions, for those emotions, and for those conversations. Because that's part of what being a conscious divine masculine energy is. It's being able to hold that space for the difficult emotions and the difficult conversations that have to be had. But it's understanding too that underneath all of that, it is just the pure energy of your love. That is what this connection is all about, truly. It is the pure energy of your love. That's what this energy feels like. That's what this reunion energy feels like. You know, I could let my ego get the better of me and say, how in the heck is this ever going to happen? You know, there's too much history. There's too much water under the bridge. But bridges can be built. Bridges can be rebuilt. That's the energy of this. Believe in the magic. Believe and have faith in what you feel is true within your heart. Trust in the unfolding. Release the expectation. I have completely released any expectation around this connection, around my divine counterpart, around this journey. There's just this place of presence and so much peace that comes with it. And I feel like if you're not there yet, you will get there. Because that's part of this journey. It's being so completely comfortable in yourself. And it's not just about comfort in yourself. It's not just about self-love. It's about presence. It's about being present with yourself in your connection with yourself, in your connection with God's source, in your connection with the world, and in your connection with the universe. And in that state of presence, everything unfolds in beautiful and divine ways because you are beautiful and divine yourself. Anything else you want to say to us tonight, please, Spirit? Anything else you want to say to us tonight? Anything else tonight about these connections? We have the 8 of Swords and we have the 5 of Swords. This 5 of Swords feels like transmutation. And where there's anxiety, where there's that sense of confusion, self-imprisonment, getting stuck in your thoughts, and the 5 of Swords, which can be like ego versus the intuition, or the mind versus the heart for me, there's this sense of transmutation coming through here. I feel like you're breaking through the illusions with the 8 of Swords. I feel like you're breaking free. You and your counterpart, you're breaking free from illusions. You're breaking free from the past. You're breaking free from the thoughts that held you back, that kept you prisoner. You're transmuting this energy. Yeah, the Magician, you're transmuting the energy. That's exactly what this is. You're transmuting the energy here. You have the tools, the resources, the self-mastery to transmute anywhere where there is illusion, anywhere where there is ego, anywhere where you're not connected to that love. I'm hearing the love is what was feared. The love was so strong, it's what held them back because they didn't know how to deal with it. You didn't know how to deal with it. Let me put that in a lighter way. As we know with these divine connections, the love can feel so powerful and so strong, and the light can shine so bright between you guys that it shines a light on the shadows of yourselves. You guys are divine mirrors. You can see everything. You see the every part of your soul, every part of yourself, even the parts that you don't necessarily want to look at or you can't see. And it's not just necessarily bad things, even if you have a hard time with your self-esteem, shadow side can be recognizing how beautiful you are as a person, how beautiful you are as a soul. That can be a shadow as well, especially if you struggle with insecurities. So the energy can feel so strong between you guys that unconditional love, which you haven't experienced before, can be so strong that it can cause you to kind of want to run away to understand it. To process it, to make sense of it. But this journey isn't logical. It's intuitive. It is heartfelt. It's emotional. It's love. It is just simply love. And the more that we go through this ascension journey, as we have gone through this ascension journey, we understand love more and more and more because we open ourselves up to it. That's what heart expansions are all about. That's what ascension is all about. We are clearing away the cobwebs. We're clearing away that soul sludge. We're clearing away that dense energy and understanding the higher energy of love and more love. You're transmuting that old energy. This is your self-mastery. So where there was fear, where you were holding yourself back in your own ego and your own thoughts and your own fears, and those thoughts and those fears were patterns of the past replaying itself. This is not just this lifetime. This is past lifetimes where maybe you and your counterpart had experienced loss together, or you had experienced trauma together, or you had experienced abandonment with each other. Whatever this was, even in this lifetime, clearing all those pains and patterns with your counterpart, with other people, your upbringings, your childhood, that kind of thing. It's everything. It's all of it. All those pains and patterns that keep you trapped in your mind, you've been clearing away. You've been transmuting. You're breaking free. Yeah, the Tower was at the bottom of the deck. You're breaking free. Okay. What comes from this transmutation? What comes from this transmutation as they break free? Seven of Cups. I'm hearing making decisions, making choices, taking the opportunity. I'm also hearing, yeah, taking the opportunity for action, taking the opportunity to move forward. Let's get a little bit more about what's next. What's next for these divine counterparts? There's something about this full moon. This full moon energy that we're in feels big. Queen of Swords. So there could be some communication that is coming through here. Something of significance. I like that it's the Queen because it's the counterpart to the King here. I do feel like the King, the divine masculine, is taking action. There's some strategy, some planning kind of energy going on here. Queen of Swords, this is divine feminine. I like that it's the Queen here, though, because I feel like this is her receiving the communication, receiving that truth, receiving that clarity. Again, she's holding up that sword. That's that Excalibur energy that we've been channeling. It's this truth, clarity, rising to the top, finally being shown, lifting the veil. But I like this, the Queen here, because that's feminine energy, allowing herself to receive it. This doesn't feel guarded and cold. The Queen of Swords can sometimes be. This feels open and receiving. The counterpart to the King, they're saying. Beautiful. Nine of Pentacles showing itself at the bottom of the deck. I feel like that's your energy, divine feminine. You're just in this place of stability and balance within yourself, peace within yourself, which allows you to receive. Okay. Yep, there's the Ace of Swords. There's Excalibur. It really just feels like opening the doorway. The communication just really opens the doorway. And we have channeled that in the communication with expression of emotion, sincerity, integrity, groundedness, presence, heartfelt communication. That's what opens this door. We had channeled that in the full moon energy update on Instagram, Facebook, and on the community post, where it really feels like communication is the key. Communication is what moves everything forward. So it doesn't necessarily have to be this weekend, but we do have some cosmic support coming through with the full moon. I feel like we have Aries is in Chiron as well, which is the wounded healer energy. So I do feel like there's going to be some more energy clearing, it could be, especially if there were some suppressed emotions. But I do feel like this is that forward momentum. It's picking up momentum. We're going to be seeing significant changes really over the next few weeks. I don't give time frames like that, but it feels, I can't escape what I channel. I can't escape what I feel or deny what I feel. It just feels really significant here. So really interesting stuff. We'll be channeling more. I'm hoping to do a Sacred Union energy update, divine masculine, divine feminine, and union energies on Sunday for the full moon. But we'll definitely check. But we will definitely be having some more channelings over on my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections, as well as energy updates here this coming week. So make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure you ring that little bell so you're notified. And make sure that you stay tuned and follow me and subscribe to all of my other social media platforms so you don't miss a beat. I'm sending you guys so much love and so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye.